new, 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 new.
New.
Lot of stuff from Pimoroni this week. So first off, we've got the Teeny 2350. It looks a little bit like a cutie pie, but I'll say it's not the same pinout. But it's still got the same idea. It's got like a stemma QT port at the end. It's got the USB-C. It's very compact. It's easy using a breadboard, castellated pads, or just solder directly to it. And on the bottom, did we get the bottom photo? Oops, we did not get yet. But on the bottom is an RP2350, which is the latest dual core chip from Raspberry Pi. Is also a cool coin with Vera Rubin on it. Button and reset and a little RGB LED on the top. So it's a really compact board, but really, really good for when you need like a lot of power. It's got, I think, 2 MB of flash. It's got the built-in 520K of SRAM. It's very compact, and you can like plug in stemma QT or quick sensors very easily into it to make your project sensorified or add OLEDs or whatever. Next up. So another board that we got from Pimoroni this week is the Pico Plus 2, which I really like. So if you like the Pico, and who doesn't, right? It's low cost, it's powerful, it's got the RP2350 or RP2040 on it. But maybe you're like, well, I want like a reset button. Like I really wanted a reset button. Maybe you want more stuff. Maybe you want a stemma QT port. Maybe you want PSRAM. Maybe you want like what they call a spice connector, which is like SPI. So this is the same pinout and shape as the Raspberry Pi Pico 2, but instead of micro USB, it's got USB-C. It's got both buttons for boot and reset. Wow. It's got the 2350B, which is the bigger chip version. And what that means is that we can have all the pins that you would expect for the Pico, and then all the extra ones can connect to more peripherals. So for example, there's an I2C port available. It's labeled Quist. We also have a debug port on the right. And then on the bottom of the board, we have, I think, 128. So it's 16 megabytes of QSPI flash. It's got 8 megabytes of PSRAM. It's got that spice connector, which is used by Pimoroni for their like SPI interfaces. But you still, and like the boot button is also a user input. And I think there's also an RGB LED in there.
Okay.
Check out the specs. I haven't memorized them all, but there's a lot. And what's nice is that it's like, it will work with any projects that expect a Pico. You just plug this in instead.
Yeah.
And then maybe you're like, well, I like that, but what about the Pico 2W, which had Wi-Fi?
Righty, that is this one?
This one.
This one.
Yeah. So they also made a version, and it looks exactly the same on the top, but on the bottom, it has, yes, it's just like that.
Yeah.
Pico 2W, but on the bottom, they kind of shifted things around a little bit. They don't have that SPI, CE connector, but they do have an RM2 module, which you're like, what is that? That's the chip that contains the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth Classic and Bluetooth Low E chip that's on the Pico 2W, it's their internet connectivity chip. So now you've got, again, the same thing that's the same shape and size as the Pico 2W, but it's got 8 megabytes of PSRAM, which is great for Wi-Fi projects. It's got 16 megabytes of QSPI flash. It's got debug port. It's got the stemma QT port, boot button reset, and it has all the pin and USB-C and same pin compatibility as the Pico. So two flavors.
Okay. Next up from Pimoroni.
Okay, another thing that we got from them. This is really neat. So this is like, it was designed for, I think, like Lego brick hacking, but it's also just a really handy little board that has a Pico RP2350. I think it's a 2350. And on the bottom, maybe it's a 2040, sorry. It's got flash memory, and then it has the RM2 module, again, that provides it with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Bluetooth Classic. And on the other side, it's this very compact board, and it has these little JST SUR connectors. And I guess these are kind of standard for use with people who are doing like Lego brick model or like brick models, and they want to have LEDs, not NeoPixels, but like an RGB LED or like monocolor LEDs, but you could also have speaker output, and you can also have stemma QT or quick, and then there's also a sensor. So you get a full kit with this one.
There's a lot of stuff going on here.
So you get that board, which is like the meat of the matter, right? And then you get the USB cable. You've got the speaker. This is the RGB LED. So there's one RGB LED that plugs in, and it's just like PWM. I think this is a multiplexer for STEMMA QT or for multiple LEDs. This is a PIR sensor, which is a very small and cute. So when you move past something, it turns on. These are the individual LEDs. And oh, sorry, there's RGB LEDs, but you get I guess that's a multiplexer, so you can control multiple of them at a time. Yeah, each one I guess can be controlled individually. And the driver board. So it comes with some example code already on it that makes it like do cool stuff. But you can program it in Arduino or CircuitPython or MicroPython. And like we support all the stuff in CircuitPython. So especially if you want to do your model hacking and you want to like customize the display, like when you move by it, maybe like the lights turn on in your little model house or your model spaceship or your little like Christmas tree display. This little board will fit in anything and is very powerful, but it's very compact.
All right. Next up, the star of the show, besides you, Lady Ada, the entire community of folks out there, our team, and then shout out to, of course, our friends at iFixit. What a great week to celebrate. People like taking apart stuff. What is this new product of the week?
Okay, our product of the week is the TPS65131. This is a split boost power supply, which I needed for some floppy disk hacking because I needed a negative 12-volt power supply. And I was like, it's actually really hard to get negative voltages when you need to do project hacking, unless you want to do like weird floating supplies and you whatever connects the positive to the ground. What this does is you can give it the VN, which is 3 to 5 volts, and then you'll get two output voltages, one on the left, which is positive, one on the right, which is negative. And then there's two trimmer pots in the top corners there that you can adjust the voltage from between 6 volts approximately to 15 volts and negative 6 volts to approximately negative 15 volts. I'll say the trimmers are like not, they're like 10%. So that 6 volts might be like 5.5 or like 6.25, when you twist it all the way to the left. And the 15 might be like 15.5 or 14.5 all the way on the right. But basically you can adjust the voltage. It's meant for like about 12, but you can tweak it up and down if you need plus or minus 10, plus or minus 13. You'll get about 100 milliamps out from each rail. So good for stuff like synthesizers, negative bias generators for OLEDs and TFTs, other like scientific sensors, old TTL electronics. Not good for motors. Like you would not drive a motor from this. Or sometimes you want from a battery, you want 24 volts and then you want also plus 12 or something, this could kind of get you something there. Sorry, 150 volts from each rail. You can actually get a little bit more, but I kind of measured it with like about 4.5 volts in, 12 and negative 12 out, and I got about 150. It will overheat. So maybe if you cool it off, you can get a little bit more. Again, not for motor control, but good for, especially if you have old electronics that were expecting a transformer-based power supply and the transformer broke because it's got old and it started cracking or vibrating, or you just want to run it off batteries, you could do it with a split boost supply.
All right, and that is new products.
New.